What's up, guys? Little later video. I wasn't gonna record a video, even though I started this challenge like 3 days ago. But I was reading The Richest Man in Babylon, which is a book I'm gonna talk about for the rest of the channel. And there's an example in it where the richest man in Babylon says, "Hey, one day I said I was gonna pick up a pebble, carry it across the bridge, and throw it in the river. I was gonna do that every day for 30 days. And then he says that some people mocked him because he could have done all that work by picking up a handful of pebbles and throwing them in the lake. But his purpose wasn't to throw the pebbles into the lake. His purpose was to, he said he was gonna do it every day, so he decided that he was like, you know what? Let's say that day he forgot to pick the pebble up and he walked across the street. He wouldn't just be like, all right, I'll throw in 2 tomorrow. No, he'd go back across the bridge, pick up a pebble, carry it across and throw it away. So I kind of thought of that while I was, laying in bed because it is like super late. I could have been like, yeah, we got home from work late, but trying to apply the principle from that book. I said I was gonna do it, so now I'm doing it. My good buddy Garrett Odell, he actually, him and I have this saying where it's, don't talk about the car until you can pull up in it. And then he gave me a necklace that said Acta Non Verba. It's like something in Latin, which means like action, not words. Kind of a random thought, but today on the doors, I was doing a lot of research with ChatGPT about the difference between a 401k and a traditional Roth IRA. I also got some more information about the limits and stuff with the 401k compared to the Roth. A little update here. Here's a few differences between the two. Like we know, a 401k is set up by your employer, and your employer sometimes can match the 401k. So he can say, I'll give you a 50% match on whatever you make. So if you put in $10,000, he'll match that putting in $5,000. I was doing the research. About 90% of employers do have a match. So it is pretty important to look into that when you're looking for jobs, looking for interviews and stuff. It's important to see if they will match the 401k. So I had the question, if I have $7,000 to invest into an investment account, whether that be a 401k or a Roth IRA, I asked myself, which one would I put my $7,000 into? Personally, if I had an employer who would do a match, I would put in a 401k. For that reason, that he's basically giving you free money. Let's say I didn't have an employer, or right now my current situation, I find it most valuable to invest in the Roth due to the tax benefits. But yeah, so kind of a random video, but more than anything, I wanted to make sure I was able to practice speaking, let you guys know about that little experience I had with Richest Man in Babylon, where I realized that, if I say I'm gonna do something, you have to do it. You can't just say, you know what, just because my circumstances changed. Got home from work an hour and a half later than usual. Got my journaling and stuff done. I could have been like, yeah, I was busy, but yeah. So that's it for the video today. See y'all tomorrow.